Alright, hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another Grind Cross video, and today we're going to be doing a video which I know is pretty much late, but now it's kind of a perfect chance to do it because we do have level 80 characters in the game, and it's pretty much the end point of the game. Currently on JP there is no way to get higher than this in terms of like stars and level, so today's video is pretty much how to get a high CC, 150k plus. Now if we do go to my deck, you can see here this is the best thing I have right now, which is 1,500 or 150k, and also 100k onto ungeared PvP. So you can see there's quite a split in what you have to do. There's so many factors into way to increase your HP, or is it your CC, and there's four main things. So there's geared or gear, there's the character itself, there's association, and there's cosmetics. So we're gonna be covering everything and pretty much your guide to how to get a high enough CC to pretty much, if you want to compete over or do stuff in the game, and just pretty much get your strong account up and get going, because there are obviously a lot of things to consider and some things which are quite important to talk about, so we'll definitely go through that. So first thing I'm going to do is actually take off all my stuff and basically go gearless, right? We're going to take off everything and show you the first way to increase your CC. Okay, so we are back and we've removed every single thing. That has no gear, has no cosmetics, has no nothing. Now the next thing is obviously your second part, which is basically your four other units, and they actually do affect a lot. So with 85k right now, and what we're going to do is actually put on some associations. Now you can't just throw anyone on, even though you sort of can, and we'll go for it in a minute. But first thing first, we're going to go to Escanor and actually equip association. So you can see the stats, which a lot of people don't actually read. Merlin, for example, you think, oh, why are you not putting Merlin on? Merlin does a special attack or combined attack, which gives you an extra CC, well, an extra 1k CC. So that may be important to you, but for me it's not, because you see here. Actually, let's show this first. If you do head to the character section, click on, is it this? No, okay, so click on the actual character, and you'll get this little menu, and you can see associations. You can see every character you can use. Obviously I don't have one, I'm missing one, but you can see it says here, where is it, increase associating basic stats by 10%. We'll talk about that in a minute, but what we are going to do is, why would you not equip a character who does CC? Well, first I'm using Merlin, so I don't want to equip someone, but the next best thing is going to be obviously equipping a character that has 10%. So the next thing is obviously Gopher. Gopher does actually boost up Escanor, and you can see here, next thing too is obviously get your associations high enough. Currently mine's still 75, but they are 6 stars, so their stats alone does actually increase. But the main thing is also 6 out of 6 them. So obviously we're using an SR, which is quite easy to get dupes of because they're SRs. So they do increase your stats. So you can see most of my stuff. You can also use other characters. So you can see here, even though I do have Arthur at 6 out of 6, Escanor's still getting the boost. He's just not getting that pierce rate that Gopher actually gives. So if you want to use someone that you do have 6 out of 6 on, you still can. But you're not going to get that extra bonus. It doesn't affect the CC because it does increase, you can see here, pierce rate. That doesn't increase your CC. So if you do have a character that's 6 out of 6, you might as well just do that anyway. Next, we do have Diane, who there is an SR Diane, but I haven't leveled her up, so I don't really want to do that. Plus, King obviously does do a lot of damage with his ultimate, so you gotta weigh that. Is it worth doing a lot of damage with ultimate or not? Because Escanor, he does enough damage with the ultimate anyway. They're not going to survive. To be fair, the Merlin's kind of overkill, so there's no real purpose of that. Plus, I'm using her. King, we're not going to use King because obviously we can't. But we're going to go with Slayer. Slayer is 6 out of 6, so we're going to get the extra attack, which is going to increase the CC. And then also we're going to get the 6 out of 6 bonus. And then Arthur, once again, we're going to get resistance, which doesn't increase CC, but we are going to get the extra bonus. I can get my Arthur to like 7 out of 7, my SSR, but there's no real difference between these two. Right now, you might as well choose the SR. It's a lot cheaper, but if you are going to invest into Arthur, who will be more usable later on, you might as well do that anyway. So yeah, King and Merlin definitely have to have some combined attacks because they don't do a lot of damage. Well, they do more damage, right? Gopher's main thing is basically just to remove ultimates. It's not really a big deal. But when you start to get them 6 out of 6, you might want to do that in the future. Okay, so next we are going to actually talk about equipment. So that's basically all the characters done. Association's pretty much part done. Next is equipment. So this is an important part. It's less free-to-play friendly. I literally just started doing it the other day, and you can see Escanor's my main person. You can see it's an SR, and there's SR and URs. Basically, you want to have all UR. But if they don't have all URs, so you can see Escanor, he only has 4. You want to have 4 URs and then 1 SSR. But King is a pretty good example because he's really free to play. Not only was he a free to play unit, you are able to get, if you do pull the other guy, you get the free SSR one, which is here. Then you get the other free SSR. Then you get another UR, which is free. And then also the other UR that was free. So bear in mind, each character has a, or if they're on SSR, they have the standard UR, but when you upgrade, you do actually get a UR piece. So King already has pretty much free to play units, so you might as well do that. But the next thing is also registered outfits. You gotta make sure you hang these guys up so you're able to get the status effect. And you can see here, there's no real purpose to this one. And the stats themselves aren't really that good. So pretty much you want to make sure every single character has registered 5 gear on their account, even if it's an SR. But eventually you do want to make sure you do get them up. And also one thing to notice too, especially for King, a lot of his stuff is actually kind of free. So you can see where you get him from. And his best weapon is a UR, and it's at a 5 Festival shop. So free to play, you might as well get King up. It's pretty easy. One thing too, this weapon here, this little balloon, is an association character. Was it? It's the affiliation. If you max them out, you do get some free weapons. So make sure you do that for your other characters. And yeah, my gear, or my King headset or headpieces, I haven't got the gear for all the gems for it, even though I do, but I'm not going to spend it yet because why not? But there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to put every single gear. Actually, you know what? Let me go to Merlin. So Merlin is obviously annoying because it kind of affects me a bit. But we did talk about, so when you do get an SSR, you do get a free SR and UR gear. Now you can see here I'm missing this UR and then this SR, which does affect me quite a bit because it's basically 2 pieces of equipment or 2 pieces of costume that I'm missing. And this thing too, by the way, you can just get for free. So it's quite annoying that I haven't pulled her. So if you do have characters, like a lot of people don't invest in this character, I'll show you now. Go to closet. Okay, well it doesn't matter because I have a lot of me, but go for the SSR Gopher. You do get a free one, so I think it's this one here, and you get a free UR. So not only do you get free costumes for leveling up your characters, make sure you do, if you have an SSR version of another character. So Escanor currently doesn't have it, but he does get in the future. Escanor is going to get another UR piece and also SSR piece in the future because there is a new red Escanor that comes out, and you want to make sure you pull these guys. And that's one thing about Lilia. Lilia's going to be a character that comes in the future, and the only good thing about Green Lilia is that she has a free UR and SSR equipment. Okay, so we've now equipped every single piece of cosmetics, and that's the second part. So, or the third part actually. So we've done all the characters, we've done all the associations, we've done all the gear, and that gets up to 100k CC. Pretty much anyone can do this. Well, for these characters at least, there's a lot of free gear. Not really Escanor, but I did spend some money just for that. Bear in mind, I'm not really paid to play or free to play either. I spent a bit of money, but not overall, not too much. So we made sure we hanged up every single piece of equipment we can. Obviously, I've not maxed out every single thing. And obviously, not every character has 5 out of 5 on the headpiece. Like you can see, Gopher doesn't really have it. But what we're going to do now is actually start to the last phase, which is equip RCC. So I put everything on this team here, just because it's a lot easier to do it. Okay, so if we go to my Gopher, you can see here that he doesn't have good gear. It's basically standard. Obviously, we want to have SSR gear on the left and whatever gear we can put on the right. But for now, what I've gone with is rare and uncommon. Well, I did common for this one, probably. Oh, yeah, common. So, not the best gear, to be fair. Like, the stats are kind of crap. They don't actually affect the CC. But just basically having gear on your characters, and it's kind of like a parent thing, to be fair. Basically, when you're done with your, let's say, Escanor gear, you kind of move it down to your actual association character. So what we're going to do is now is put every single piece of equipment or gear we can onto our associations and equip our CC. Okay, so that is now done. We've equipped every single piece of equipment into our association, and you can see it's gone up 2k. If we do head over to the festival, you can see here, this is with no gear, and with the gear on our associations, even though they're not the greatest, it definitely does improve by 2k. So if you do want that little bit of push, just do put some decent equipment onto your characters. And if you do go to, not closet, equipment, you can see the characters I put on. So where are they? Let's see. So it was Matrona Diane, so you can see here, she has decent gear. Villager Gopher has that there. We have Arthur, and then Slater. Yeah, Slater's kind of trash. I honestly should probably change his. But there we go. That's pretty much all the gear we have on our associations. And that's pretty much what you want to be doing. Because you can see it increased by 2, so it's obviously a big thing. Next, we're obviously going to equip our actual main gear, so this is an important thing to follow. We have 115k CC. It's gone up quite a bit, right? So obviously this is kind of my good gear, right? But you can see on the side here, it says attack, defense, and HP. Now, there are the main things that affect the CC. If we open, okay, let me get rid of that. If you go to equipment, you can see here, obviously pretty good gear. They're all 5 out of 5. You can see on the sides, they're all attack, they're all defense, they're all HP. So that's pretty much what you want to do to increase your CC high enough. Although it's not optimal, pretty much this gear here right now is going to go to my Merlin later on. Currently I'm working on my Pierce Rate gear, which is better for Escanor, which is going to obviously go on Demon Meliodas as well. But right now we're currently working on that for Merlin. So here, so you can see as well, this is like the common gear I had. This is what I used to use, right? But I replaced it with rare just because it costs more money. But at the point, money is not really a hard thing to get, even though I'm really low. But this is the main thing to follow. So you can see it costs diamonds and anvils. So that's obviously quite expensive. So definitely do watch my guild boss video if you want to know how to get a lot of anvils each day, or each week. But to be fair, they give out so many events. But right now, obviously, we did full attack just to increase our CC alone because I did want to hit that 150k mark. And this stat here, which to be fair, I didn't really notice for a while, it's a main base stat on the gear. Now, every gear is attack, defense, HP. Now, you can go other ways. So you can go attack. Well, it depends if you do like crit chance. But for right now, I only have attack. So you can see here, we are going to increase it. So bear in mind, when you do increase these, it can go down. So hopefully we do get a good roll. Okay, it's going to keep going down. But yeah, imagine this thing, by the way, diamonds. Okay, that's a pretty good roll. So I'd say like 80%, 75% above is pretty good to keep it. We don't have hammers yet, which obviously increase it without it going down. So definitely do wait for that if you do have a pretty good stat. Now, I can't increase these anymore, but I just haven't been asked to do it. But it's all good. So we're going to equip our gear onto our king now. And it's pretty much the same principle. Definitely do go up and look up online about what characters should have what. Typically, it's always HP defense or attack defense. That's pretty much what I've gone for. So for king, I've gone for HP defense because, I mean, why not? I want my king to stay alive. I don't really want him to do damage because he's not really doing damage, right? Go for as well. Once again, he's more of a support character, even though he's very good. We're going with HP defense, even though he's my best gear. So you can see here, watch how we put on. I have pretty much the highest stats I can. I think, yeah, so I've not maxed if I haven't found the right side, but it's pretty much the best thing I can get. Overall, pretty happy with how this gear turned out. Not the worst thing, so you can see the stats here. Yeah, defense is pretty good as well, almost everything 2%. This one's pretty nasty. The second trait is pretty bad, but, well, not bad, it's alright, but everything's pretty much almost perfect. The only way I'm going to touch that gear now is if I ever want to increase it with anvils, well, not anvils, hammers, because that's the only way I can do it. I'm not risking it going down. Merlin, we want to go for full attack because she does have an actual ability that increases shield. Like, she puts a shield on based on attack. So for her, you want to increase your attack as much as you can. But for now, it's pretty much my Demon Melee / Escanor build. Where is he? Okay, so Demon Meliodas. Currently, it's not high, right? It's because I don't have enough gems, right? But it's pretty much Pierce Rate. I've not really touched it, but it's decent enough. I've only done 3 equipment, essentially, right? 3 main equipment, and it's got me up to a lot. So I can probably get around, I'd say 160, to be honest, if I max out the other like stats in the right and left. Okay, so we've now equipped every single thing. We have our gear on all our characters. We have all our characters to max, not apart from high enough, 75, right, 80. And we have, obviously, all of our gear on. We have all of our costumes. And that gets you up to 100k CC in PvP Festival. And also 150k on basically geared PvP or also just normal story quests. And that's pretty much it. Now, before we do end it off, I do want to talk about equipment quickly because it's quite important, especially if you are trying to increase your CC. On screen now, you can see the actual stats of what a character does. And, you know, there's an underline, right? This is why it's important. The underline just means it doesn't affect the CC. So you can see right now, Escanor has 10k attack, 6k HP, oh sorry, 6k defense, 93k HP. Now, that's based off all the equipment we've used. And if we were to actually change our attack gear to basically all pierce rate, for example, the attack will go down, but the pierce rate will go up, but the CC will drop. Even though I'm probably doing more damage because pierce rate is quite high on Escanor, especially for Demon Meliodas, you want to build Demon Meliodas with a pierce gear and or pierce rate. And just because the high CC is not high enough or higher, doesn't mean you're not going to do more damage. So everything you see on the side here, pierce rate, resistance, regeneration rate, crit chance, crit damage, crit resistance, crit defense, recovery rate, and lifesteal, all of these effects don't affect the CC. So on a lot of equipment as well, a lot of them are like just regeneration rate. If you have associations, for example, a lot of them just do pierce rate, a lot of them do crit chance, crit damage, all that stuff. Now, when you obviously try to increase your CC as high as you can, or if you want to increase it just as high as you want it, you want to go with the 3 main stats up top. But if you are trying to go for a legitimate build with certain mechanics, I guess, because if you want, for example, MELIODAS to hit the hardest, you want to go for pierce rate, and then probably with a bit of lifesteal, even if he already has quite a lot of lifesteal, and you pretty much keep on healing. So that's pretty much what you want to do, and that's the whole point of why everyone's gear is a bit different, and why attack, defense, HP isn't always important, especially attack. I say defense and HP probably a bit more, but a lot of characters you probably build them a bit differently. But a lot of the time you always go in HP, defense, and then probably either pierce rate or attack, depending on what the character is. So there's not really much to it. Just make sure you know what your character is. Demon MELIODAS and Escanor probably go with pierce rate. Other characters, just see what they're good at. Jericho, for example, you probably want to go for crit damage, because obviously she does mad crit damage. But there we go, that's going to be all for today, guys. If you have any questions, leave in the comments. But it's pretty much the whole thing is to start with your characters first, get them all to level 80, get them all to 6 out of 6. Then you work on your associations, get them all to, like, I'd say 75, 60, 70. You can see it doesn't increase it too much, so definitely don't stress about it. But if you do want to increase it a little bit over time, definitely work on those. And do throw some equipment on them, because we got us up to like 2k higher. And then the main thing is to work on the gear, which can take a lot longer. And I didn't spend... okay, so you know the Final Boss gear, Final Boss King. That's when I started working on gear. Definitely was a good event to open my eyes to how the game works, and I definitely improved because of it. And now I'm able to make this video because gear was very confusing. I didn't touch it for a while because I was so confused. It's kind of overwhelming, I think. There's a lot of stuff. They're throwing all these stats at you. You don't know what to affect. But hopefully this video helped you out. So thank you guys for watching, and peace.